Last year, my business made over $4.8 million, and over 70% of that came from the top 20% of my clients. I'm here today to show you how you too can get off the revenue roller coaster and stabilize your income. What is the revenue roller coaster? That's a phenomenon I call that most business owners get stuck in, where you're doing all the things. You're networking, spending money on ads, but you're still not getting the money you want because the money's inconsistent. Here's a prime example. I have one of my employees in sales. She was stressed. Early in the month, she had her bogey is 175,000. That's just her bogey, right? Judgment-free zone. And she was concerned about hitting her numbers. Every salesperson is. Early in the month, I think at that point of the month, she had $108,000 in the book. I think it was the second week of the month. And of the $108,000 in the book, she had 96 clients. 16 was her top 20. And that top 16, or maybe it was 19, my math might be off. The point of the story, that top 20% equaled $98,000. But wait, there's more. That top 16, only 5 of them had actually ordered. 5, which means the average spend was like $19,000. So if she got all of them to order, spending the same average, she'd had $300,000 from the top 20% alone. Not all the accounts, just the top 20. My point is, when you focus on the top 20 and maximize it, like I showed her, and then, where you want to spend your time? She said top 20. I said, what? Go ahead. She did. Did she hit her numbers? Yes, she did. The point of the story is you can do the same thing. The numbers aren't hard. The numbers don't lie. When you focus on where the greatest return on investment is, right? The Pareto principle, 20% of your actions lead to 80% of your outcomes. That's what we're focusing on. And in this case, that top 20% of your accounts equals 80% of your revenue. So those that make the biggest impact is where you spend your time. So my framework or model that I use is called Get Real. And the real, retention, engagement, acquisition, and loyalty. Retention, keep what you have. A bird in hand's worth two in the bush. So you had to put in the efforts to make sure you keep them. What's that look like? I've been saying the word right, but how does it really work? So your top 20 accounts, the top 20%, if you contact them every month, but once a week, but not saying the same things, and not to touch base. Nobody wants the basis touches. We don't do that. We call with value. Make a telephone call. You send an email. You send social media works as well as a newsletter. Any one of those methods of contact once a month, once a week for the whole month. And the more times you contact them, the more likely they are to respond. Usually they respond or they order within 3 days of a contact. So I'm just saying, it's kind of what you want to do. The middle 60, you touch twice a month. Now, that could be any combination of the above, newsletter plus one of the others, twice a month. They order less frequently, so you don't have to contact them as frequently. And then the bottom 20, all you have to do is send them a newsletter. Because, again, you want to put the proper effort into outcome. It doesn't matter how many times you reach them, they're not going to spend the same amount as your top 20. So why not just reach them once? I mean, you got to be smart with your time. You only got 24 hours in a day. You got to sleep. If you're like me, you got to eat. So don't spend all your time chasing the people that aren't going to move the needle. You spend your time with the ones that are going to move the needle. I hope that makes sense. Very important. Now, that's retention, and that's the nuts and bolts of retention. Now we get into engagement. What's that look like? Engagement is being connected with your clients in the way they want to be connected with. Now, how's that look? Every person is tuned into their own favorite radio station, WIIFM. What's in it for me? Right? All your customers are on this, and all of them hear something different. Do you know what the radio is playing for them? Understand it and deliver that when you contact them. That's engagement. If they need social media engagement, do that. If they need data, provide that. But you give them what they need, they're not looking for others. Sales is kind of like dating, y'all. If you don't, it's cheaper to keep them. Spend the time with them, and they will not leave. I'm just saying. Next up is acquisition. Acquisition, you're going to lose 8%. It's just natural. Attrition happens, right? The reason being is because people change jobs. And as people change jobs, the number one thing they're doing is looking for new opportunities. And as they leave a void. Somebody else comes in with their favorites, and they're going to change everything. So when you're spending your time in your retention, right, don't just talk to your one person, your one decision influencer or decision maker. Talk to everyone else that's around them that you touch. Does accounts payable know how you operate? How are you making their life better? If you're doing that, That's key, right? Who else is involved? It's B2B businesses, facilities management, environmental service, whomever can be impacted by what it is you do. You need to have names, contact information, and they also need to be on your retention list. You're reaching out to all of them, because when one person leaves and somebody comes in, all these people are your allies that help change the new person to become one of you. I'm just saying, it changes everything. Oh, and the person left will take you with them, so you get new customers and you keep your existing. This is so key. And lastly, the L is loyalty. So, little fact, I'm a bit of a nerd. I loved Hamilton. Very cool musical. And one of the songs that was banging was, want to be in the room where it happens. Well, you're not always going to be. This is called life. And as you're not in the room where it happens, somebody else that you know may be. Like 6 degrees of separation with, what's that fella named, Kevin Bacon? Same thing. How can you do that in your life? Who can you be connected to that's been in the room that can be your ally or your cheerleader when you're not there? That's who you need. You need those people to be loyal to you. You need those people to be speaking up for you, to create opportunities when you're not there. Matter of fact, that's how I got my best account. Since we're here, we in the pool, let's go, water's fine. You may be familiar with this team in the Bay Area. Everybody loves them. There's this little fella that changed the face of basketball, shooting 3-pointers. Golden State, somebody's, anywho. So many moons ago, they became one of my best accounts. And the reason why they became one of my best accounts is because the Memphis Grizzlies came to town and they placed an order from us. We delivered to the Memphis Grizzlies, delivering to the Oakland, wrong team, Golden State Warriors. They were still in Oakland time, don't judge me. I'm town all day, town biz. We delivered to the Golden State Warriors, and we didn't know that they were looking for somebody. And through happenstance, the conversation I'm having with the person, delivering the same experience I delivered to everybody else, come to find out that they were unhappy with one of their vendors. We got an opportunity, and do you know we've been one of their vendors ever since? Matter of fact, we feed them every home game. Like, we first name basis, we've been with them for a minute. I have employees that were in the last championship parade because my employee got to be in the parade because we work with them so well. That's what I'm talking about. Loyalty changes everything. And take it for what it's worth. So, the big picture, that was it. Stabilize your revenue. Get Real will help you stabilize revenue. We gave you some actionable tips on what Get Real actually is. So it's not some mythological thing. It's something you can actually do. Oh, we're going to leave this other piece for you. That can be your fear. Well, I can't do it. Or better yet, it's not possible. Well, I'm going to challenge that thought right now. Matter of fact, we can put a stake through that thing's heart. All of us have been programmed from our childhood to the triangle, right? And with that triangle, it creates excuses. Excuses are only good for those who make them. We killing that today, y'all. Well, I said it. We killing that today. The excuses are this. Something happens to us. We're the victim. Somebody did it. They're the villain. And we're looking for a hero to save us. Ain't nobody coming to save you. It's not going to happen. You are the hero of your own story, so you can save yourself. And it's my job to be Yoda, to be Morpheus, to teach you how to save yourself. That's what it is, right? So there are no victims. You choose to stay down when actually you can get up, right? But the minute you choose to stand up, you are now the superhero. Again, you can dodge bullets, Morpheus, or you can lift the X-Wing fighter if you want to, Luke Skywalker. I ain't saying your father. But the point of the story is you the story. You the hero. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you understand? I know you do. Be good. So the point is, I just want to say this last thing. We talked about the revenue roller coaster. And you all know it sucks. I know it sucks. That's why I spent so much time developing this. We know there's a path out where you stabilize your revenue. 100%. We can do this. And so now I want you, if this information was valuable, if you enjoyed the content, please subscribe. Come back. There'll be more. But if you're a business owner that has been stuck, right? You want to get your life and your business back, then we need to have a conversation. What we're going to do is we're going to transform your business, and we're going to give you the opportunity with customized sales strategies to be able to stabilize your revenue and, more importantly, increase your profits. So please, don't be shy. Subscribe, click the link, and we'll work with you one-on-one to make your life better. Craig Cooper, Common Sense Revenue.